Yo, welcome to the Hip Hop Advocate Show. This is Erupt.
De la music.
Yo,
E, what do we always say in this show, brother?
we got to bring hip hop and make it fun again, right?
Make it fun again. And our next guest, you know, they're on that same wavelength.
Yep.
They're trying to make it so fun that they came up with their own game. A card game, my man.
Crazy.
That shit, they're creative with it. They just came out the blue. So we got you guys here today to talk to the people and let them know how you came up with that. And introduce yourselves.
What up? I'm Kenny,
Yeah, I'm Strife.
and we are the co-creators of SoWhatstheScenerio.
First hip hop game show.
Yes.
Is it the first hip hop game show?
Officially
Yes.
the first hip hop
Officially?
game. Yes.
Yes.
Nah, that's dope.
Now there are shows that have been hip hop people playing a card game.
Like a hip hop centric show. Yeah.
Yes, you got hip hop squares and all that, but a hip hop game show with an original hip hop game. This is the first one.
Nah,
Correct.
I've never seen it to the extent of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you showed me real quick how it was, and we're gonna
Yeah.
show the people later. But
Yeah.
the details on it is dope. Like actually seeing it and seeing the cards, like understanding now what they, especially. We'll get to it later.
Yeah, of course.
That's like a good Christmas gift for any hip hop head.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
That's a
I can
fact.
see myself playing that like on a Friday night, going to your crib with the fellas, having some drinks, maybe putting the game on, and then we playing that on the table.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So
Yeah, I don't know, man. We're gonna have to later on get our hands dirty with that.
yeah, no,
game.
for sure. We're gonna show
play
we're
couple
gonna show
rounds.
the people what it's all about.
Yeah.
Before anything, like how y'all met,
All right.
like how y'all relationship started.
All right, so me and Kenny, we both met in St. John's. We went to the same college,
South
right?
Oh
St. John's.
shit, I live
Yeah.
right there by Union Turnpike.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
facts,
Yeah.
facts.
St. John's.
So yeah, we met and we just connect off music because we was actually both rappers at the time. So I was telling him, I was like, yo, I'm going to the studio out here. And he was a freshman as well. So we just started going to the studio. And then later on, I had my own setup in the dorm. And then we just started coming out with like records amongst the school and everything.
In the dorm,
And
y'all were
in the
recording?
dorm,
Yeah.
I had the whole setup in the dorm and everything.
We was
you know
there.
what I
We
mean?
was there with Cole.
Trap house.
Oh,
with
you
J.
was there with Cole,
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole was a year ahead of us, for sure, yeah.
dope.
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Y'all seen him on campus and shit.
I
Yeah.
don't remember seeing him on campus. To be honest
I've
with
seen
you.
him on campus.
Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing him
I
on
have,
campus.
for sure.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
But yeah, so that's how we met, just through music, and then we just, stayed together ever since.
Mhm.
And as far as like this coming up with the game, how did this start? This wasn't initially a game, right?
No. So you don't remember? So
I'm trying to remember.
yeah. So he Strife was the dude with all the ideas, right? And I'm always the dude that be shooting down the ideas. So
Until you hear it going.
Yeah,
Until you hear it going.
yeah.
so
Process of elimination.
exactly.
Exactly.
So one day he's like, yo, we should come up with some like, wouldn't it be dope to have like comic book. Like the comic book characters, they had like trading cards and stuff.
Oh yeah,
He was like,
yeah.
yo, it'd be dope if we did that for rappers. And I'm like, oh, that's a dope idea.
Stat sheet.
Exactly.
Ah.
So in my mind, so I was all right. So cool. So now we gotta have stats like, all right,
Correct.
flow and delivery, and we can give them ratings and all that. So that's on my mind. So I was trying like, oh, that's a dope idea. Eventually that turns into, all right. So if we do that, that's cool for your hip hop aficionados. They might collect them and all of that, but the cards need a purpose. If they don't have a purpose, ain't nobody gonna want these cards. It'd be cool to look at and have, but
Yeah.
we need some utility to the cards.
Uh-huh.
So that's where the game came in. All right, well, let's put a game to this so that now we got these rappers with these ratings, we can put them into a game format where the ratings can have some type of use.
You know
And-
what's crazy?
yeah.
You not to cut you off,
No,
but
you
you
good.
saying that, like, I used to do that back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was like 18, 19. Like, I always collect albums and shit like that. And I would list them off in a notebook, and I would each song I'll give it like a 5-star rating.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know, and then like at the end I'll take an average and I'll be like, all right, this is what that album is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
these, like the 5 mic out. You know, like the stories.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes back to that. It goes back to the source and goes back to the 5 mics and just having your favorites and having, like you said, the ratings. So with this, we instead of rating songs or rating albums, we're gonna rate your actual skills. So that's where that came about, and
Correct.
it turned into this.
And, and how many categories were y'all breaking it, like each artist down to?
You remember
And
initially?
initially it was 12.
Yeah.
That was too much. That was too much. So we broke it down to 6. And the 6 categories is flow, delivery, rhyme, style, catalog, and content. Thank you. Content. Yeah.
And so in a nutshell, how do you play the game?
Okay.
All right. So in a nutshell, it's like this, right? So you need at least 4 people to play.
Mm-hmm.
The maximum is usually 8. Any more than that, the game's going to take too long.
It'll never end.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're bound for a
Monopoly.
debate.
Yeah,
But anyway,
exactly.
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 So within the players, each person gets 3 artist cards. So there's a black deck and there's a white deck. The black deck has all the artists. The white deck has all the other cards, which I'll get into later. So each person gets 3 artist cards, and every time you use an artist, you got to pick up another artist card. So you can't use the same artist twice. And within the white deck, there's a couple of scenarios where you choose the artist that you fit best, and I'll get into it later. And then there's other cards that will change up the game. When the white deck is completely finished, that's the end of the game. And there are points allotted to those cards. So, for instance, there's one card where there's a scenario. And it might be a scenario that's not even really dealing with hip-hop, but it deals with the person's opinion. Might be a scenario where it's like, okay, choose this rapper to be an Uber driver. Let's say you chose it. Now,
That's
us
hilarious.
Be
three...
an Uber driver?
That's
yes,
hilarious.
to be your Uber driver.
DMX.
But then now us 3 have to choose the artist we feel that you would pick.
Yeah. So we submit the artists that we feel that you might pick to you. And
Yes.
you have to pick out of those that we give to you.
Yes. So that is one way to play.
Yeah.
There's also other cards that make it even interesting. And I believe this is the discards, right?
Discards.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with the discards, if you get one, it's -1. In order to get rid of them, you need 2.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have 2 discards, you initiate a battle. When the battle happens, that's where the stats on the cards rely, because there are 2 different dice inside, pair of dice. You choose a person to battle. You guys choose an artist that you feel is going to win the battle, and each of you guys roll a die. And whichever side it lands on is what number is on the card. Whoever has the highest number wins that round. Best out of 3 wins.
And then you gotta diss the other person. You gotta say a diss.
You gotta get
Well,
you can if you want.
you can if
I'm
you want.
joking on that. I'm
That's a
joking on
nice
that.
caveat.
Yeah,
You can if you want.
Yeah, but
Yo,
that,
mama.
honestly, but that's about my favorite part of the game, because you get to imagine and play out some real battles that actually
Correct.
have happened in hip hop, and some that you thought should have happened or that you wanted to happen. You can kind of play them out and see who will really win. Based on our ratings, of course.
Correct. Now, I would like to stress, though, that even though this game creates a lot of debates, this is not like a hip-hop quiz game. You don't have to memorize, like, any lyrics.
It's not
or things
trivia.
like that. It's not a trivia
trivia.
game.
No, not trivia.
It's not. Anyone could play. From my experience, the person who has, like, the least amount of hip-hop knowledge usually wins, because they're usually focused on the game.
Yeah.
That's not, like, a strategy. That's just, how it happens. But it's still a fun game for everyone to play. It's still a fun game for everyone to play.
There's a lot of variables to it,
Yes.
but there's also a lot of strategy to it as well.
I like that take what you just said.
Yeah.
Because that might throw off some people who are not hip hop historians. Like, let's say you were Shorty or whatever. And
Yeah.
Shorty don't know hip hop like that, but you and your boys do. So she might, or this person might not want to do it because they're not the hip hop historian like you are. So you involve everybody.
Correct.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, because it's about your opinion at the end of the day. It's not about how much you know. It's about what you like and what you don't like.
Correct.
Yeah.
So how long did it take for y'all to, from the point where y'all came up with the idea of the game, to get it to the point where it is now, where y'all were like, all right, now we can release this out to the public?
If I had to guess, what?
I would say it took
3 to 4?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, well.
And there was a lot. I'm sure there was a lot of
Variations.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was definitely not the first
Yeah,
version.
yeah. It was because the first thing was rating people.
Yeah.
That takes, you got to listen to albums. You got to listen. It's 90 artists in the game, so that's that's, and it's a wide range. So listening, because to me that's the most important thing. We don't want to put out something where the ratings don't at least make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want it to be as accurate
Official.
as
As
accurate as
possible, yeah.
possible.
Exactly.
Like you're not gonna give a Gucci Mane a 95 for lyricism,
Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
But
Even
I
though
like
some
Gucci
pe-
though.
Even
Yeah,
though
I
some-
like Gucci.
but he ain't no 95
But
lyrically.
yes, but
No.
But the beautiful thing about the ratings was that when we was delegating on the ratings, it's more than one opinion. So for instance,
Yeah, exactly.
he rates Gucci Man higher than I do. I rate Fabulous higher than he does. But the average comes out to what it is.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
It gets to the middle, but
Yeah,
Exactly.
and to let the people know at home, the numbers are never static. Why? Because new music comes out every day.
Yeah.
So, we try to update the numbers as best as we can
Yeah.
when new music comes out.
Yep. Yep.
But we feel that, if I have to say, I think this is a beautiful system on how the numbers are created. Because it's usually, again, I'll say the 6 stats: flow, delivery, rhyme, content, style, and catalog. Every rapper possesses that,
yes.
no matter what
Yeah.
style
It's
and
not.
in
It's
what
not
era.
sales. It's not how many billboards or platinum albums you got or nothing like that. This could be. You could rate any MC, popular or local, with this rating
Correct.
system that I think we got.
It's like you
Well,
place
y'all
the,
rated Jay-Z and Nas.
What you talking about? We talking about rhymes. We talking about catalog. We talking about flow. We can pull it out.
yeah.
Rhymes.
I mean, catalog wise,
I don't know. I'm interested right now.
Okay.
right? It's from 0 to 100,
I don't.
right?
I could.
Is from
No, it's from 50 to 99.
99.
50
Yeah.
to, 50
Yeah.
to 99.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
Because I'm a Nas fan and he's a Jay-Z
So,
fan. So
rhyme
figure it out right
wise,
now.
Nas is better. I don't
Yeah.
know exactly what the numbers are. They both in the 90s somewhere.
Uh-huh.
I think Jay's
Which
style might be a
rightfully
little
so.
bit better.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
Nas content might be
Nas
higher
content
too.
is better.
Yeah.
All right.
think the
I like that.
catalog
I'm liking
is
this
the
game,
same.
yo.
I think the catalog
Catalog
is,
is
Catalog similar. I would
catalog
agree
is
with that.
similar
Because
yeah.
Jay-Z had it in the early part of his career. And
Yeah.
even throughout his whole career.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He had a couple duds. I think he had like 2
Kingdom
3
Come.
albums that were duds.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come, Blueprint 3, and there might have been another one that was kind of Volume 3 maybe?
I don't
Was
like
there a
that Magna
Volume 3?
Carta. I don't like Magna Carta. I don't know about everybody
Magna
else.
Magna Carta was
Magna
cool
has
to
some
me.
joints on it.
Yeah, he had some joints.
But not but Nas had like
He had some
in the middle of his career, he had some duds.
Some duds.
Got some
Nostradamus.
duds.
Nostradamus.
Now
Oh,
lately,
man.
the last
Yeah.
couple
No,
years
lately
is where
he-
he
yeah,
revived
he's been
killing
doing
himself.
his thing. He's been
He's
doing his
been
thing.
killing it.
What was
But-
it? 6 albums that were
Yeah,
all scorching.
yeah.
But if you want to go as far as like high scores in the card game, somebody like DMX will probably have like the highest delivery.
Yeah.
But then somebody like
The energy, yeah,
know what I mean?
performance wise.
Yep.
exactly. But then someone like either Biggie or I even might say Young Thug, highest flow. You see, so now when you battle somebody, you're not thinking about an overall number. You're thinking about what number from what stat.
Yeah.
That's one of the key things. There is no overall number.
It's not. It doesn't necessarily have to be flow versus flow. It could be flow versus style, or flow
Correct.
versus rhyme, whatever.
So that's usually a battle that people don't even think of.
Yeah.
When a person thinks of a battle, they're like, all right, my lyrics against yours. But sometimes you don't even know that rapper A's delivery might just be crazier than rapper B's
Yeah.
lyrics because,
Right.
their delivery
He's
was
a
just off.
harmonizer.
Correct.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Young Thug is a harmonizer, right?
Yes.
His flow is
So
crazy.
yeah, he gets, he loses his mind on the beat.
Yeah.
But you don't understand half the shit coming out of his mouth.
But as far as rhyme, and rhyme is usually lyrics, would you say his is higher than Lupe Fiasco? To me,
Nah.
I don't think so.
No.
But
No.
that creates the discussion though, right?
You should have
like
a
that.
category of how many times they got shot.
I like that.
That'll work. That's from your question last week.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like just the whole idea of it, man. And if we're gonna show the people later how it looks
Yeah.
in real time, because just talking about it, like I want to set something up with my cousin. And
Guaranteed
shit,
a
like,
debate, man. Guaranteed.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that, but real quick, we want to fill in our viewers what we were doing 2 weeks ago. The advocates. We love music. We love hip hop. We don't only talk about it, but we got boots on the ground. We went to the Secret Port to go see a few amazing people perform.
LMCs.
Right, we even got on the damn stage. Right.
Word, they had open mic and we said fuck it.
That's what's
And
up.
the tough part with open mic, right? You
Yeah.
know, they got they got the producers playing beats,
Uh huh.
and sometimes it's like you're waiting for a beat,
Yeah.
and then you finally hear the beat, and then somebody's already up there. Like he was up there rocking a beat. I'm like, yo, damn, I want to get on that beat. And then I got up right behind him. And then they switched the beat on me. And
it was
whack.
like it was
and
low tempo.
And I was there trying to.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him. I'm like, God damn.
I'm telling him,
switch the beat.
I know, right? Well, bring it back. I
was yelling on the mic. I was like, yo, I need some hard shit.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't catch the drums because the melody was ill, but then the drums was like way off. I was like, yo, it was one of them shits. But you know what, man? Let's show the people where we was, who we was rocking with.
And real quick, so they can know. We had people like FU rock the stage, Craig G, the legend
Craig G,
Percy P,
Craig G.
was on there. Lex was on the stage too.
Lex Naya.
He hit it
Shout
up, man.
out to Lex.
Oh, you guys are familiar with Lex as well?
Lex 911. Yeah.
Yeah, he's ill,
He's
man.
dope.
Yeah, and let's just show him the footage, bro.
Yeah, man.
Check it out.
To start it off with the showcase. Y'all ready for the show? If y'all want some show, say give me some show. Give me some show. Make some noise for yourselves, y'all. Come on, y'all. When I say hip, y'all say hop. Hip. Hop. Hip. Hop. Hip. Hop. All right, I think we ready. Frank G in the building. Let's go, y'all. So I'm stepping in the kid wrecking window. My next of kin have been checked to spin the dumb accident.
I ain't trying here, I gotta eat too shit. Me and my niggas been here, but you gonna do shit.
My thirst for knowledge can swallow a waterfall. My squad so hard that every single bar is like talking to God.
Making moves, day to night, night to day. 24/7, I'm living, looking every way. For niggas trying to stop me from trying to get paid. It's cold out there. One slip, you catch a fade. I caught the wave on the page, writing my script. He's a stand-up nigga that'll put you down quick.
Come on.
Live, that shit could be very costly.
Yo, the big the taxes in the back, kill the clock is ticking. That our music been about the opposition. But I'm moving with the unit, yo, we all connected. Loving on the movement, if you rockin' with it, that's my proposition. I can promise, don't the fuck believe it. The school of hard knocks, yes, we all attended. How we move on the block, yeah, it's a lot different. We pursue on the top, while y'all not existing.
Hip-hop advocate.
Yo, you guys just saw the footage, man. It was a great night. Hip hop was out.
Yes,
Shit was
sir.
fire, man.
Dope night.
Yo, E, we gotta go again over there, man.
Nah, we're gonna go every third Friday of the month.
Every third Friday of the
Where's it at
month.
again?
In Brooklyn, Secret Pour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Bushwick.
The Secret Pour in Brooklyn. And you know, they always jump into like those dudes Just P and Lifelong, I think was his name. They always, you know, they host a bunch of different stuff. But that's one that I think we already been there like 3 times to that spot.
Gotcha.
And you know, it's very, you know, it's very, you feel the hip hop
Yeah.
in the
It
building
really
when you're
is.
there. Like it's very gritty and grimy,
All right.
you know.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
a lot of those spaces out.
But it's you know, it's peaceful.
Yeah.
Everybody's there showing love. Like it's not
That's
no
what's up. That's what's
nah,
up.
you
That's
know,
one thing that everybody's
respectful.
respectful, and
Yeah.
anybody who's on stage, everybody's clapping for them, you know.
Showing love.
And even if they're on stage, if you're there, you gotta be ill anyway. First of
Okay.
all,
Yeah, of course.
but everybody's showing love and everything. Yo, E, do you have a few more questions about the game?
Well, yeah, no. I mean, one thing I want to ask. First of all, like, where could people get the game? Like, how could they purchase it?
Oh,
Is it
well,
available like online
Yes,
anywhere?
it is on. It is available. We have the website.
SoWhatGames.com.
Right.
Okay.
Boom, right at the bottom
Right,
of the
so-
box. SoWhatGames.com. You can purchase it. You can watch how it's played. You know, find us on
okay,
socials.
so y'all got videos and shit
Yep.
showing
Yeah.
people how to how. Nah, it's dope. Y'all should put it up on Amazon too, now.
Yeah, we thought about that
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, as a plan.
Like, put it on all them. You know, I mean, I'm sure you know it takes time, but
Yeah.
because that's something you know. I'm telling you that shit. That shit'll sell, man. It'll
time.
sell just
Yeah,
off
yeah.
watching, you know, and seeing it.
Imagine
And I can't wait
Has-
to actually play it.
Imagine Hasbro comes out with like, what's the scene? What's the bite? That'd be fucked up.
That'd be crazy.
Do it.
Yeah, let's
Do it,
do
right?
right?
Yeah. We waiting.
Yeah, we wait.
The lawyers is
Fact.
waiting, damn it.
That's a fact.
Nah, yeah. I mean, one thing, like, what would you say, like, when y'all were actually in the process of making all the game, you know, creating it, different categories and all that?
Uh-huh.
Like, what was the most, like, the biggest challenge you would say
Great question.
in the process of actually, like, developing the game?
I think to me, I think it was the grading, like
Yeah.
like not really
The grading of the artists?
Yeah, because we try to be as close and as accurate as possible. But remember, music or the hip hop industry is like a opinionated industry. Everybody has the opinion.
Subjective. So, everybody has their own.
So, even though there's like numbers on the artist's cards, right? We don't want people to feel like, okay, this is static. Like I said, it changes over time. But to create those numbers to try to be as accurate as possible, it's like, oh man, all right. So how do we determine flow, right? We were rappers ourselves, but there's many different flows, and then you have the delivery. Okay, you have different tones, and then how they ride the beat and things like that. Then rhyme schemes, and you have your content, which content is like playful, which one is more concise, which one is more poignant, things like that. So how do you determine all of that and make it to like a formula where it just makes sense for everyone? Yeah. And then how do you make those grades where you don't have like a split audience where it's like, oh, these guys don't know what they talk about. So other people like, man, these guys, they know what they talk about.
That'd be bad. Like if people start saying like, yo, these motherfuckers don't even know what the fuck they talking about. There's no way this dude got this kind of score,
Right. To add to that, I would say the other part is marketing. Marketing is crazy. It's one thing to create something. It's another thing to get people to know about the shit that you created. So that's the hardest part. That part is tough. That's tough.
Getting it out there.
Yeah. You just need that one crazy idea that get everybody's attention, right?
Speaking about getting it out there, I seen you guys you guys have a podcast as well, right?
Yes.
You got a shorty on it, or she's like a co-host?
She potentially, but she's done an episode with us. But we try to have a rotating guests on it. It's sort of on pause right now, but we'll bring it back soon. But it's just a way to show people how the game is played. I think that's the best. Like I said, with the marketing piece, showing somebody the game and it looks interesting and it's something new and intriguing, but to actually show people how it's played gets people interested in actually like wanting to purchase it. So what's the scenario? The game show is our marketing piece to put it out there so people can see how it's played.
Correct.
Talking about seeing how it's playing, should we play it right now? God damn it!
Why not?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready.
Only one way to show it off, right?
We're gonna show it off. We're gonna show it off.
So what's the scenario?
Yeah.
How about you? You start. You pick up a card.
I'll pick up a card. We each all got our 3 artist cards already. These are 3 black cards.
Wait. Hold on. I got you right.
Yeah. So as you can see from your artist cards, you have your artist, and then you have the stats on top. The stats on top, the 6 numbers, that's for the battle. And then there's a little bit of information on the bottom of the artist card.
Just in case you don't know who they are.
I got some
songs they
cards.
did, albums, and people who they work with. That's the educational part. So, somebody don't know the artist, they know a little bit about them. So then now the game is over when the white deck is over. I'm going to withdraw my card, and I have a scenario. So my scenario is you're on a major sports team, and it's the championship game. Before the game, choose who would get your teammates the most fired up.
So each of you put down a rapper card that he's going to pick out of.
So remember, you got to
put down meet that scenario.
But that I'm going to choose, though.
Right, that he's going to choose.
Shit.
Yeah.
But pretty much the best one that I have here that I think is hype.
I think it's hype. Because remember, it's my choice.
Yeah.
But what you're gonna think is hype, I'm probably gonna think is hype too.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Depends
but
on
not sure.
This is the part of the game where you playing on the other person's personality.
Right.
Go against Mysterious.
Drop the artist that you think is
just drop it down here.
And he's gonna shuffle it. Yep.
You get one, you get another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So read it again, Stripe.
All right. You're on a major sports team, and it's the championship game. Before the game, choose who would get your teammates the most fired up.
All right, we got A$AP Rocky.
Oh.
We got Jay-Z. Jesus.
Oh, man.
And we got Kanye West.
Oh, man. That's freaking tough.
Who you taking out? I already know who you taking out.
Come on, man.
I like fucking problems, but most fired up.
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
A$AP.
Yeah, right?
Get him out.
Shout out to A$AP. He just beat
Get
that
him out.
case though.
Yeah, shout out
So
to A$AP.
he's cuddled up with Rihanna.
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats to him.
But the most fired up though, damn, y'all put me on the spot with this one. They have what more can I say?
Yo, Ye's been shaking up the world lately.
No one man should have all that power.
Oh, let's go.
Kanye West?
Yeah.
So that's me right there.
All right, so if Kanye West is
That was
the
your
winner,
card.
Yes, sir.
So you get this. This is worth 2 points.
Yeah.
You hold that down. At the end of the game,
I have the
Yeah,
power.
every card that has points on there. So that's how you know how much you have.
Okay, it says it right here.
Yes.
+2.
And the artist cards on the back have +1.
Yep.
Yes. So that's how you know. So it's kind of simple math.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
Let's
you
do another round.
Yeah,
That was
you
fire.
Go pick. Yeah, la music. It's on you.
All
Yeah.
right,
Pick one
let's
up.
do it. Here we go. It was revealed that one of the rappers had their whole career ghostwritten for them.
Oh,
Who would be the most shocked by it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Who would you be the most shocked by?
Okay. Who would you be the most shocked
Yeah,
by
yeah.
if they had their whole career ghostwritten for them?
Yo, I got two
I got
cards
some good
that's
ones, huh?
good.
I got a good one.
But it's
You
just
reading?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. You
I'm
read it.
hyped, kid.
Yeah. All right. I picked this
I
one.
got one.
Oh shit. Who would you be most shocked by?
Yeah. Who you be?
Who would
next?
he be the most shocked by?
This is tough, by.
All right.
It's tough, but
You drop.
Yeah,
Pick one
I
up.
need one too.
okay.
You want two?
Pick one
Yeah,
up.
thank you.
If you drop a card, you pick up a card.
All right. I read it again.
Okay.
If it was revealed that one of the rappers submitted had their whole career ghostwritten for them, who would you be the most shocked by? All right, let's see what we got here. We
So I gotta check these out, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We got Busta Rhymes,
Oh man.
Nas, Tupac. Wow.
Oh my God, what the
most
fuck?
shocked.
So which one will mostly shock you?
Who
Yeah.
would most shock you if their whole career was ghostwritten for them? I already know who you going.
I gotta say Nas.
You gotta say Nas.
Thank
I gotta say Nas.
Gotta say Nas. Gotta say Nas. Strife wins 2
Yeah.
points.
Fellas, I could honestly say that I genuinely have fun playing this shit.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yo, and that was the scenario. You saw it, you heard it, you seen us play it, you seen me kick Erupt's ass. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. It was great. It was a good feel for it. What you
Yeah,
think? E?
man. Nah, it's fun, man. It's exciting. I'm telling you that it'll be fun to play with the fam.
For sure.
You know, with your friends, family, even your kids. You know, you can teach your kids something. They might think that
Yeah,
they
it's
might,
educational too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it'll definitely teach the youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it has artists that they think are ill, and we always tell them, nah, he whack. They could base it off your scorecard. And be
Yes.
like, look, I told you, he's whack. And look, the one I've been telling you is ill.
Yeah.
And they go, you know, that's what I'm gonna do with my kids when they start talking to me. Even my kids are still young.
Yeah.
They still not big into the hip hop music, but once they start getting into it, and I see they listening to whack shit, I'm like, look, this one's L. The one I've been telling you is dope.
See
Base
what they
it
gonna
off
do
your
though? What they gonna
scorecard.
do is put a battle on there, and then they might win, and then they gonna be like, "See that?
Yeah, they
See?
right. Yeah. That could happen.
Oh man.
Yeah, nah, the battle was rigged.
Oh,
It was
man.
rigged.
And talking about listening to music,
Yeah, man.
I don't know if you guys know, but my man Erupt over here, he's an album connoisseur.
Okay.
So what he does is he goes into the jungles of hip hop and New York City streets, and he's out there with a magnifying glass trying to find the best albums.
Swinging through Vine.
Erupt, you got anything for this week?
Yeah, I mean, one project that I copped it recently. Been listening to it for the last, probably last month. From one of our previous guests, Spit Gems. I don't know if y'all familiar with Spit
Shout
Gems.
out to Spit Gems.
With Spit Gems, he put out the last project he put out was called Knife Work. How do you say he's a fanatic of the knives? It's an
Knife
EP, nine tracks, pretty dope fucking album. He even got Chino XL on there before he passed.
Rest in peace, Chino.
Yeah,
That's
rest in peace.
fire.
Definitely, the on the last track, Build, Destroy, Build. That track is fucking crazy, and then the flow that dude Chino XL,
I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna tap
like a
in.
machine gun rapper.
Yeah.
She got some heat. Production is L. Fucking Spit Gems. The name says it all. And that, when he rhymes,
He don't miss. He don't miss.
he always got
Yeah.
some crazy titles
Yeah.
and some crazy artwork too on his fucking album cover.
It's always different, you know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
But
shout out to
Spit
Spit
Gems.
Gems, man.
Spit
Shout out
Gems.
to
All
Spit
right.
Gems,
Yeah, no, he always drops some shit. Him and that whole clique, he got a few on there, and A1 on another track, which is his partners from
Broken Home.
Broken Home. That's they crew there.
Okay.
But they always work together. They've been working together for mad long. But that whole clique, they all nice. All three of them is nice.
They're dope. They're very creative, and And you guys are very creative for coming up with a game like that
Word.
from
Sure.
scratch. You know what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
it. Appreciate it.
Nowadays, people are followers. You know, they're not doers. And you guys fucking came up with some shit out of nowhere, man. So salute to y'all,
The
man.
biggest, the
Yeah,
big.
thank
the-
y'all
the
for having
biggest
us
thing
on.
is
Yeah.
being,
Thank you for having us.
you know, standing out and being creative on your own. You know, like not following suit. And y'all definitely with this game. Y'all definitely tell you. Is it like I'm telling you? Just the whole stat shit is fucking intriguing to me.
It sounds fun.
It's intriguing to me because that shit I used to do on my own time when I was a kid.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Exactly. So that's and I think that's the thing with this hip hop thing is that you can find your passion. You know what I mean? You find what you're passionate about, and you can find a lane where you can fit in and do what it
And
is.
do
that
your
you wanna
own
do.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And bring something new
Right.
to the table because that's what hip hop has always been a platform for creators and innovators.
Yes.
People bringing in something different and new, and you know, even though sometimes you always get influenced by people before you,
Yeah, that's true.
but there's always a way to take
spin
it
it.
and
Yeah,
spin it
yeah,
into
yeah.
your own.
Yes.
And
That's what hip hop is all about.
And that's the problem with today's society and the whole community is a lot of people ain't original.
Yeah.
Nah.
Or they can't take something that has been out and flip it and make it something new.
Yeah. Like all these
Yeah.
damn remix beats,
Yeah.
like from the 2000s and shit,
Yeah, I
just
know.
dropping
Yeah.
brand new.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
we was used to in the 90s because, obviously we ain't hearing these old, soul
Yeah.
tracks in the 70s. Like, that's just, but now, like, this shit is all shit that we
Yeah.
grew up on.
Right.
Like,
10 years
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
Yeah.
they just remixing this shit from 10 years ago. I'm like, yo, hold up. Give it another 30 years.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let the next, let the generation
Let it
that,
breathe, let
you
it
know,
breathe,
ain't even
man.
that grew up on it ain't even listen to it anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yo, word. I was there was a song that I was trying to show my kids, like, yo, nah. You gotta see the original one. You gotta
Yeah,
hear
exactly.
the original one. And they was bumping the original. I'm like, yeah, I like that one, Daddy. I like that better. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you gotta
Where,
put
where
them
can the
on.
people find you? And also plug in where they could get the game one more time.
Yes. SoWhatGames.com. All right. This is very simple. SoWhatGames.com. Socials, videos,
They're all the same.
product, all that.
You hear that? And you already know it's the hip hop advocates everywhere, even in your mother's house. You heard?